Hello, fellow eBayers. You are bidding on an original pre-war F. Besson Flugelhorn with the serial number in the 89,000 range. So that would place this horn before World War II. Now there are two schools of thought as to exactly what year the 89,000 F. Besson serial would date the horn. The traditional thought thinks this was made in the first few years of World War II, just before the war, around 1939 or 1940-41. And then a more modern school of thought led by Josh Landris, more modern experts, would place this horn around earlier, around 1928. In either case, it was made before the war, and the valves, for example, were almost certainly made by the world-renowned Albertine father-son team, who were world famous for making valves and worked for F. Besson. They are the original copper. They have not been replated or rebuilt. I acquired this horn in Europe a few years ago, and you can see it has the original F. Besson engraving on it. So it was made in Paris, not one of those London, New York, Paris models, which were made in London, with the original F. Besson logo and the address and the awards. The second valve has the F. Besson logo as well, with the Brevete model BG SGDG in the 89,000 serial range, and a single star underneath the serial. And the valves are numbered 1, 2, 3. When I acquired this horn, it did have one patch on the third valve slide, right there. So you can tell this was a heavily used flugelhorn in Europe. I did have the horn gone over by Michael Del Quadro of Del Quadro Custom Shop, and he installed two more small patches, one on the crook of the third slide, right there, if you can see that, right there. Kind of a narrow, long, narrow patch just in the crook. And then one more on the second slide, right at the tip, just because the brass was wearing down, right there. So it was a heavily used horn. He also did a valve alignment on the valves, so with the corks and whatnot. He did recommend a valve job, because again, it was the original. These are the original copper valves, and the compression is decent. But you know, if you're a player, you might want to get the valves redone. Again, if you're a collector, you'd want to keep these original valves because they're extremely rare in this condition. Original copper valves. It has that vintage sound that is highly sought after for pre-war Besson. Has the original mother of pearl finger buttons, for example. Let's see, it has the original lyre holder, for example, right here. So again, if you're a player, you might want to remove that, but a collector would certainly want to keep that since it's original. Let's see. It also has the original tuning pipe. It takes the original French Besson or French taper for the mouthpiece. You don't get this mouthpiece. This is my very deep Flip Oaks Wild Thing Extreme 1.5, which has the French taper. So if you're into flugelhorns, you want to request a French taper. If you're getting a Wild Thing or a Canstel 1525, that's optimal for flugelhorns. So this takes it because it's the original French Besson. Let's see, it has the original silver plate as far as I know. It has the original bow guard right here. There are no dents on the horn, but there might be a few dings right on the crook. You can't really make them out, but you can feel them. Maybe one or two very minor dings. Again, they don't affect the playability of the horn. This is a highly sought after horn. Very rare. Some very famous players have used this flugelhorn over the years, this model. Such as Guido Basso up in Canada used this for quite a few years. And then again, modern day craftsmen try to copy this model, such as Hub Van Laar and Miel Adams over in Europe. as well as Taylor and Harrelson. But this is the original, very rare. So I'll play you a little something. Haven't warmed up, and it's horn's kind of cold, but I'll try to get the point across. Good. Hopefully that gets the tone across. Very highly sought after, rare French Besson Flugelhorn in the 89,000 range. Very low reserve, and good luck bidding. Thank you.